Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be creating a really basic and simple C# program. So if you're really new to C#, you've maybe heard about it and you want to get started off by creating a really simple program. Maybe you're learning in college, maybe you're self-teaching yourself at home. This is a good video to get started with. So when we start off, we're going to use an online compiler. So when we write our code in C#, we need to compile it down for our computers and our machines to understand exactly what we want it to do. So if you go to Google or whatever search engine you prefer and you type in online C# compiler or something along these lines, you'll see some results. So we have .NET Fiddle and many others. This is the one I use here. I'll leave a link in the description, but you can use it as well. And basically when you open it up, you get given this here. So you can ignore these top two lines, they don't really concern us for the moment. And really you can ignore this class program as well, along with this static void. So the only thing we're going to concentrate on for now is going to be this line here. And this line is console.writeLine, and then it has some brackets and some quotes and some text and a semicolon here at the end. So I'm going to go and run this just to see what sort of output we get initially. Now keep in mind, this is no work that I've done beforehand. When you visit this website, this code is already generated for you automatically. That's why I suggest to use this website over any of the other online compilers. Now in the future, in other videos, we'll actually be doing development on our own local machines, so we'll have to install IDEs and things like that. But for now, we're just going to use our online compiler. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit the execute button. And you can see we're circling here on the right hand side and hello world has come up. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so hopefully you can see it clearly now. We've put in hello world here along with an exclamation mark. And we can see our output is hello world with an exclamation mark. Now let's play around with this a little bit. So we want to change it up a little bit and see what it does. So when you're starting to learn to program, the best thing you can do is to actually start diving into the code, start changing things up, see what breaks it, see what works, and what all the different things that we can do with it. So maybe let's get rid of this exclamation mark along with the hello world, because we can see that's what's being displayed here. So maybe we want to go and put our name here. So my name's Ryan, so I'm going to put Ryan in here. You put whatever your name is and hit this execute button, and we can see Ryan, or whatever your name is, actually pops up in our results menu here. So that's pretty cool. So we're getting the computer to display some information that we give it. So maybe we want to try something else. Maybe we want to put in Ryan Hill. So you can put in your second name and test it out if you want. And we can see Ryan Hill gets displayed here. And you can put whatever you want. You could put I love C# or whatever you want. Whatever text you want to put in, you can put it in between these double quotes. Now, there's also another couple of things you can do. You can define variables. So we've printed out the words Ryan Hill here, and we've printed out Ryan. And we can see if we execute that, it gets displayed on the right hand side. But what if we wanted to maybe not print out Ryan by typing it in here, but by printing out a variable of some sort? So we need to define something that we can hold our name in. Our name consists of loads of different characters, maybe a character A or a character B or a character C. And in the case of my name, Ryan, it consists of a character or, a character Y, a character A, and a character N. And if we want to use multiple different characters, we can define our variable as a string. So we can type in string here and then the name of a variable. So I might want to call it name because that's what I'm going to store in my variable. And then I'm going to set my name variable some input. I'm going to set it to Ryan. And now, rather than printing Ryan here, I want to go and print out whatever name has got inside it. So it's going to actually be the same output because I've defined it as Ryan, but we're going to change that in a second. Do you see these double quotes? We want to actually take these out. So we want to just simply put in name here. And we want to go back up to execute. And when we try and run this program, we actually see we get an error. And this is really common when we develop our C# programs, because when we use C#, if you remember, I said we have a semicolon at the end here, and there needs to be a semicolon at the end of all of our statements, so it knows when to go and read the next piece of data. So for example, when we've defined our name here and set it to Ryan, we need to put a semicolon at the end so the computer knows, okay, I'm going to store Ryan in name. Now I'm going to look at my next instruction, and my next instruction is to go and console.writeLine, or basically print out the name Ryan in this case to our results window here on the right. So we're going to hit execute again, and we should see our result as Ryan. And now I can change this to whatever I want. So I might change this from Ryan to Amy. And if I change this to Amy and I hit execute, we can see that we get the result Amy. And maybe I want to have something different than just Amy. Maybe I want to say, hello, Amy. So if I go and execute this code, I can see, hello, Amy. Now, this program would be really good to greet someone if their name was Amy, but if their name was anything else, this program wouldn't make much sense.